One of the things that I realize about any form of entertainment or anything that you do when you're in front of people, it's a certain level of natural ability that comes with that. But when people see that the things that it takes them, I'm talking about weeks and months to practice and try, and you can just show up get out the car yawning, oh, what we doing? All right, boom. Those people immediately say, oh, well, we can't judge them by the same parameters because fuck that. You know what I mean? It was too easy for them. So now we got to move the goalposts over here. Yeah. Everybody else is great if they get this accomplished. But since you accomplish it so easy, you got to jump over 6 hurdles now, nigga.
We're humble enough to know that we could be replaced. But we wise enough to know that can't nobody fuck with us.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop. Bag drop.
Bag drop. All right, guys, look, welcome back. EYL. This is a family edition. We got 85 South. We got the whole team.
Yeah.
This is the first time.
We're going to clap it up here. I'm going to clap it up. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Job, man. At least. We had Los and Chad on an episode.
Yep.
We had Chico on an episode. Then we did 85 South 3 times, actually.
3 times.
One time got lost.
Yeah.
Lost foul.
Damn, man, we just saying that type of shit on here. I told you them.
Or so they say.
But this is the first time DC has been.
This is true.
Yeah, y'all in New York in the hood. Can I tell them y'all on Canal Street? It's a lot of Asians outside.
A lot of bags outside.
A lot of bags outside. I had to step with all the bags. Excuse me, ma'am.
A lot of J's outside.
But first and foremost, congratulations, man. Y'all killing the game right now.
Thank you. Number one, man.
Y'all killing the game, man.
Yeah, man.
And it's crazy. We sit back and we peep little bits and pieces. You know, we be sending video clips to each other and all that, man. We real proud of y'all because we see how far y'all have come since y'all have stepped into the media game
all the way.
Just outside of the media, man. The things y'all doing,
the assets, over liability shirts. That was the only piece of merch. Now it's different now. You know what I mean? But we love to see it though.
Yeah, that's why we say it's a family affair. Like we watch y'all. Even from a standpoint of, we spoke about how Chad has helped us with some of the business, even from the entertainment side with having Amy as our lawyer. That was from y'all. The Charlemagne relationship came through y'all. So this really is family. And yeah, we only had one piece of merch, but we watch y'all grow with the merch.
Yeah, all the way. That's what I'm saying.
Let's add to it. And it's always been an open door with y'all too.
Most definitely.
Anytime it was like, yo, we're in Atlanta, can we come through?
Of course.
Come through. Even if it didn't matter what was happening on the schedule. So family affair, we appreciate y'all.
Y'all got to come check out the new spot.
We was there.
We was there. We shot.
We did
Four months.
You know
what I'm saying? In the building, man. Goddamn.
Y'all ain't come around the back and shoot the 85.
we got.
That's a fact.
Sure,
that's a fact.
For sure.
Yeah, most definitely. And bring like 2 bottles of Ace of Spades. We're gonna wear suits. Big. You feel me?
Got you. Black tie.
Yeah.
Black tie affair.
Most definitely.
So let's get into this, man. Once again, congratulations. I want to start with this Netflix special because this is something that's a big deal. I don't want people to take it for granted. 19 Keys, you said 19 Keys. He brought up a very important point where he was like, sometimes when you just do things exceptional, it diminishes it. And our culture has a way of minimizing things.
Right.
Like somebody go to the moon and they'd be like, all right, like, you know what I'm saying? What time the Lakers play?
They go to the moon all the time.
Why they up there?
Man, 19 Keys got to come back. I did an episode with 19 Keys, bro. They was on my ass.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah. You gave him a hard time.
I always be objective. Like, well, what if a nigga don't know? What if you talking to an ignorant nigga who gonna say this? What you gonna say in retort? They didn't watch enough of it to get to the end.
Smoke.
I was like, I was just fucking with you because I know you know your shit. They like, fuck Karlous. Like,
You had the conscious community on your ass.
I'm supposed to sit there and be quiet.
Right.
That's crazy.
No,
They know you. They're not like that.
I know that he is well versed in his field. So I was just being an objective nigga. Like if we was outside and you was talking to a nigga who didn't have the capacity like I do.
Right.
How would you talk to this nigga?
Right.
And then that like made the conversation like broader.
Right.
But ignorance.
Come on, man. You know motherfuckers are ignorant. They
Motherfuckers
stupid.
is so ignorant.
But them people ain't got the conscious mind.
There it is.
That's a
So,
fact.
There it is.
So how did this come about? Because we watched y'all grow from beginning to now, but this is a really big deal. So how did this Netflix special come about?
You know what? The best, I mean, we sat around and we thought about it. We were trying to kick. How did it come about? We didn't find them. They found us. So it's like, you know, we do a lot of live shows and a lot of tours and shit like that. And, you know, we all on the road doing comedy. So somebody over there at Netflix picked up on one of those shows and saw the numbers and what we were doing. Because we have live shows that have hit 20, 15, 30 million views, you know, just on one live show. So they saw the numbers and they saw the movement that we had going on. So they reached out through some people, kicked it back and forth for a little bit, trying to make sure the business was right, making sure it was the right look, make sure we had the right amount of creative control, make sure we had the right amount of, you know, executive input. So we kicked it back and forth with them for a while. And then once we got to some terms that, you know, that we could agree on, we felt like the brand had grown enough where it was time to take it to an even bigger platform.
So, Netflix, number one, again, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
But
Appreciate
you said having the right time, the right people. You had the legend, Stan Lathan, direct this.
And the crazy part is like, we know exactly who he is.
Right?
And like where he stands on that, you know what I mean? On
like,
that Mount Rushmore of
especially for
greats.
For comedians. It's
And
black comedians at that. We talking Martin, we talking Steve Harvey show.
No, we talking back all the way to Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son. So like legendary director, producer, writer. What was that like meeting him? Like, is that the stamp? Like, you know, this is it, bro. Like, there's no higher than this when it comes to directing a comedy special.
Bro, it's like meeting it's literally like meeting a piece of history.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? He's from that class of people we'll never get to talk to. He got to work with the Richard Pryors and the Red Foxes and the Dick Gregory and like anybody that you can name in our field. Yeah. Like, yes, of course. Like his name is just synonymous with just black entertainment. And it was great because we building our own movement. We're not knowing that we're on these people's radar. So when he reached out and was like, anything I can do to be involved. And this was years ago before we even did the Netflix. And then when it came out
LA.
and he wanted to, you know what I mean, be a part of that.
He saw the LA show. He was like, got to get
it's a no-brainer.
So how does that work as far as the business side? You get paid up front or you get paid like if it does well? Stream.
Who said we got paid?
You know better.
I don't know what you talking about. We ain't got no money.
Yeah, stop talking. We don't have
You have
no
to earn. Yeah,
But I mean, let's say, hypothetically speaking,
right.
if it was, you know, an ideal situation, we would probably set it up where we would get some money up front and some on the back end. I mean, it's just ideal. I mean, if I was doing the deal, if it was me, if it was my deal to do, I would.
I mean, that's our logic.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only way to do it.
So if it was your deal, you structure like that, money up front, money on the back end, based on the performance, do we now look multi-specials? Or like, how does that work? Because
we've been putting out specials already. Just so
I'm saying
Netflix got it.
On Netflix, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Netflix saw that we went number one. They like niggas that go number one.
Right. They like that.
They like top 10 shit.
Oh, yeah. Well,
They like top 10 shit. So when we call, they know we produce top 10 shit.
The product is good. You know, in the movies when they cut the key open and they be like,
not stepped on.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we got.
Real
You
good.
ain't got to do nothing to it.
We got something here, guys.
All the
You
way.
can call it whatever you want, but just don't call it Blue Magic.
So how you keep your relationship with your audience? Because you guys got a cult following.
Right.
Y'all put out episodes every single week. Y'all do a lot of live shows. Y'all sell merch. What's the key to cultivating a real solid? Because a lot of people have followers online. They can't sell a t-shirt.
Right.
When you do things like this lets us know that your followers are actually, you know, really involved in you guys.
Authenticity.
Facts.
It's authenticity. Like, it's the fact that people have watched us from a stage that, you know, prior to us even doing this together, they've seen us and they've seen the consistency of who we are as people And, you know, we have been accessible throughout this time. So you meet these people, they run into you, they see you, and they express how what you do have made them feel. And then you get to make them feel a certain way in person. And then that people don't understand the power that carries. When you walk away, you're not even going to remember that interaction happened. But this person is going to tell everybody that they run into for the next 2 weeks, hey man, you rock with this, you rock with that. And I think a lot of it comes from just that authentic. When people go watch it, they feel why people were so excited about the fact that they got told to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I just think that it's a level of authenticity that comes with us that people have gravitated towards. And we've been the same. Even on the Netflix special, when you watch it, you see elements of things that people have watched us do throughout the years on a platform that they've been watching for however long they've been watching, and it makes them feel good to see something that they're familiar with and that they rock with on a platform like that. You know, we was the ones to give it to them.
I think what gets lost in that is, yes, the authenticity, but the work ethic.
Yeah. Like, I think we connect with the fans better than anybody. Anybody in the game. Like, we are real people, but it's not just like, oh man, that's my favorite comedian. Can we get a picture? Like, I've seen everybody go like, just like that little step further. Like when people say, man, my mama in the car, man, can you just come over here and say what's up to my mama? Like, we get some of the strangest requests from our fans, and it's like, for us to have to say like, man, I'm not doing all that. You can tell your mama get her ass out the car and come over. Like, you know, just in playing and saying that, but then you look up and then there's really somebody mama like, boy, you know my damn, I was coming to see you. You know, it's like, we got that connectability like family members, like cousins.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to from the standpoint of the work ethic, is because like we've watched y'all shoot 4 or 5 episodes in a tape, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy, because there is no script. It's really just this impromptu idea. But when you have that level of work ethic and consistency, you become a part of people's daily lives.
Right.
And so when I see you up on the stage, it's like, oh, I'm watching like I'm on my TV. Like, talk about that part, because people know, like, they see the entertainment, they don't understand the work that goes behind that.
Bro, it's fun. It don't feel like work.
Yeah, that's the best part of it.
Just like, there's been plenty of times where we in the studio and Fly say, man, y'all still up there? I just got in, I'm on my way. Or Chico say, man, I just drove down, I'm pulling up. It's like, it is an open door. And it's like, these my dogs. So it don't never feel like we working. So it's like, even if I've been in the studio for 2 hours, just, you know, shooting the black market or whatever, if they pull up 10, 11 o'clock or whatever time it is, it feel like, oh shit, now I can really start. Family's here, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that's been the part that's been keeping us going so much. Is like, we still having fun with it. It ain't laborious.
And what everybody don't see, but they do see, we keep God first. You know what I'm saying? We're a unit. It's not just business. We take care of the business, but you gotta be family oriented. You just can't be at a workspace and be an employee. We got staff, but we're not employees. We are really brothers. We're tight. We done been through stuff. So our daily lives is what brings us even closer. So when y'all see us on stage, you be like, how is that even possible that they can do something like that? It's just God-given talent. He aligned it up for it to be like that. You see what I'm saying? And we fans of each other. So even when we be on stage, we be wanting to see what everybody else finna say.
Yeah.
We be cracking each other up.
For real.
Hi, we saw you in Brooklyn. What was that, King's Theater?
Yeah, King's Theater. Yep, we pulled up to the show
We bring King's Theater at this point. Like, those shows at the King's Theater is so crazy, man. We were just talking about how they won't let us back at the Apollo.
Oh, they still banned you?
We still
banned, man.
And I wasn't gonna keep saying it, but it's time to bring it up.
They gotta let us back.
They gotta let us back.
We ain't
What happened?
It wasn't even nothing.
We didn't do nothing.
We didn't do anything.
We ain't do nothing.
Audience?
Yeah, the audience.
Like a slip and fall. And they were like, man, who done failed? And we like, why y'all so loud? And they like, y'all can't come back. We like, y'all had the water leak.
I mean, you know what happens when you put a lot of black people who don't know each other in a small space.
Right. And you have a water leak.
It's a water leaked on somebody, and then somebody thought somebody spit on them, and then somebody slipped.
I don't like the way y'all just went off like that. Don't just assume where it went, bro. I could imagine.
Somebody slipped off the water leak.
Yeah, it just was one of those. But
Damn.
But just to be able to have those accomplishments on the, before we even got to the Netflix, like that's
That was a
amazing
big
to
one.
be.
That was a big one for
The
us.
Apollo Theater, what I mean?
That's what inspired us to name this Ghetto Legends.
And before it went down, that's what it really was.
Everybody that's
black.
black has performed at the Apollo, but the list of people who have been banned
Right.
Is one.
We ghetto legends for
only
that
ones
shit.
that are bad from that, and that make it easier when you go anywhere else. That make it easier when you go anywhere else. And get out, man! I've been thrown out of better places than this.
You talking about
But we good in 99.9% of venues, but the Apollo will not.
Yo, we gotta get y'all back. Damn, man, that's Harlem. We gotta get y'all back.
If y'all got any plugs over there, please.
Tell them, please let her come in, man.
Right. So y'all been killing it on YouTube, millions of views, but then you decide to start your own streaming service, right? Channel 85 streaming service,
Right.
So I pay attention to comments. So at first I saw some negative comments, like some people was giving pushback on it. So why did you start the streaming service, and how did you get your audience to buy into it?
The time has come, ladies and gentlemen.
InvestFest, that's right.
That's right. InvestFest 2023 is here.
August 25th, 26th, and 27th in Atlanta, Georgia. We are taking it to a new level. Bigger than ever. This year, we're going to do 20,000 people in Atlanta, Georgia.
I want you to do yourself a favor. Head over to investfest.com right now.
We will have activations from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 days, musical performances, billionaires. Everything is going to be a completely life-changing experience. Vendor marketplace, food truck village, you know how we do.
Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Head over now.
I like how that just. I was just gonna say. I like how they just sat right there. Well, the thing about it is, like, we ran up the numbers crazy on YouTube. Like, it's over 2 million subscribers, right? But what YouTube and the platform, you know how that platform is. It's like they can flag your video for anything that they want, and they won't necessarily take it down. They just won't monetize it.
Right.
So it's like, if nobody's making money off of it, who's making money off of it?
Right.
They still making money off of it, but
you not. Yeah.
So it's like they were finding all kinds of little reasons and ways to like kind of manipulate the algorithm and things of that nature. So it was so many kind of like things that we kind of just didn't want to keep cutting out of our show, like missing different like elements of the show. Like these things, like, it's just like, as an artist, you just wanted all the freedom, all the creative, all creativity, and going to our own app and platform. That's the first time that we actually got to speak to somebody from there. Like once they found out we were having our own app, now it was like, oh, y'all good. That won't happen no more. It's like, no,
YouTube reached out.
Yeah. So then once we got to our own platform, it's like, we don't need all these ghost people who just make the numbers look good. Like who really likes this show enough to pay for it, to really support.
It gets tricky, right? Because you figure, especially on a platform like YouTube, it's like we have to keep it clean. So if we curse too much,
you can't.
It's gonna be.
You gonna get mad because somebody else clicked on it? I don't know they young.
Exactly.
I mean, but it's like working at a restaurant. If you're working at a restaurant and you the chef, you making the food in the way that they say you're supposed to make the food. Right. But when people coming up to you like, man, we love this. If you love it, then when I leave and get this food truck, then you should come to the food truck and see what I really know how to, because they can't tell me how much seasoning to put in this or what I can do to this. And that's pretty much the freedom that you get when you take the risk of starting your own streaming service, because that was a risky move on our part. Because like you said, even with people giving the negative backlash, you gotta take people who are used to one thing. Like you said, if they used to coming to that restaurant and getting your food, you got to train them to say, no, don't walk in that place you've been going into looking for me this whole time. I'm up the street now. They be like, bitch, I don't want to walk up the street.
Right. Part of it too is that when I walked into the restaurant, I was getting it for free. Right? Yeah. So now I gotta go up the street and I gotta pay.
Right. Really like it?
What's the transition like for y'all? Like that first couple of months or a year or so where you have to now train an audience that used to seeing it, I just watch it on YouTube, to now like, wait, I got to pay and it's a small fee.
It doesn't matter. It's not small when it's free.
We get views on YouTube, but it's like, all right, it's free to a certain extent, but then it's like, all right, if you like it so much, just pay for it. It's exclusive. They like, well, we don't really like it like that. Well, it's like that, but you watch every last one of them when it was free.
6
but
years,
the moment we say $8, you like ain't down.
I
But
mean,
you pay Hulu and all them, you don't know none of them.
but you started off paying them. They don't even watch it, but you started off paying them. It's like if you giving somebody something, if you constantly giving it away, and then you come up and be like, man, that'll be $1. $1?
Right.
What you mean $1? Or
Right.
50 cents? 50? Man, just give it to me like you've been giving it to me.
But
You know
like
what
you
I'm
were saying in the beginning with the negative comments, they only did that so you could bring up people leaving negative comments. If we didn't never acknowledge that shit, it would never exist. You know what I'm saying? How we skip over all them
Great support.
all them millions of comments where they sharing heartfelt stories and baby pictures and love and man, I met my wife at the 85. We're gonna forget about them just because somebody got mad or fuck them.
Facts.
Leave. I would love for all 2 million of the YouTube subscribers to come over to the app and subscribe. But we know reasons why they not. They don't want us to benefit directly. Or if they feel like me, Chico, and DC is splitting up this $8 a piece.
Right.
Or your 2, they're gonna buy 2, we're gonna put 2 up. It's like they want to see us do good, but not that good. Like we ain't even changed on them yet. We ain't even flexed.
Yeah.
And if we stay in our lane and they really think that like going #1 is gonna change us, this is really who we are.
That's
and
it.
we're gonna keep pushing. If they come back next year, we're gonna do it again and 10 more times or however the fuck, whatever we feel like doing.
You keep
That was
doing
the
that.
whole point of this is like we 3 of the hardest working dudes that we know
Absolutely.
personally. Like,
Absolutely.
that's why it's like we meet when we started going on tour, we were coming from 3 different directions, then going back to do even more shows. You know what I'm saying? So now just having this platform and people seeing what could come, what it could be. They're seeing other shows that we working on,
Right.
other things that we producing, taking trying to get the independent movie game under our belt. And they starting to see that it's like, oh, they're not taking this money and they taking this shit and reinvesting it into the company. They paying people. They hiring black people. They putting black women in position to do all the wardrobe. They went and found the girl that played the violin. It's like,
But the fact that you even have to justify that is the problem. Because even if you was just putting in your switch,
Fuck justifying that shit. Fuck them.
But I'm just saying, it does. Like Jay-Z got a dope freestyle when he was like, y'all, he said something like, y'all brought Nikes and Phil Knight rich as shit. Like y'all brought 10 iPhones and Steve Jobs rich. Y'all ain't say Spotify worth 10 billion. Y'all ain't say shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nobody's ever questioning what is Phil Knight actually doing with this money right now?
Man.
Is he putting it back in the community?
No.
Nobody's questioning.
See, this
you like
thing,
the sneakers and you're
this
just
thing,
buying
this
it.
thing about us, when we can assume how much you got, it's better for us. When we know you making more, we don't like it.
right.
We gotta take that whatever mind state, whatever energy that is. We gotta. It's gonna take a generation. That shit gotta close out.
Go find any interview, any entertainer, especially a comedian. There's plenty of them out there. Me and Chico, we got a little game that we play. The numbers, as soon as you say a number, they turn on you.
They turn.
As soon as you say, I made this much money, people don't like you no more. And that's just a fact. You can go anywhere. You know how they announce and they say, oh, last year, such and such,
Process money.
he was on this streaming platform and they want to give him 100 million. Who? Why? Who? What the fuck he do? You don't know that this the same little young nigga that streamed 200 hours straight, set his balls on fire, pranked his mama, wrecked his car. Like, they put the equity in.
Right.
Yeah.
And then because you don't know them, they don't deserve it.
Right.
But
That's
then,
crazy.
but for some people, it's your marketing. Like the Forbes list comes out, right? You see Jay-Z worth. So now people actually.
You think Jay-Z want people knowing that shit? Every time that Forbes list come out, he probably like, oh, here we go with this shit
What I'm saying, that helps. Like when Kanye was a billionaire, that helped him. Helped him because people looked at him differently. Like he got a billionaire, we gotta respect him. We gotta respect him now. He's a billionaire.
Bro, don't you?
$1 billion?
I ain't even gonna say-
What the,
I'm saying you don't think
does
so?
he need help with?
No. I'm just saying as far as I don't think. I understand.
Cares what a motherfucker net worth fee.
No. I'm with you. But what I'm saying is that from a public perception standpoint,
Right.
I think it could go either way. I think that people could start hating on you, but they could also start like, oh shit, like now they want to aspire to be you.
Yeah.
Listen,
But I think even for
we
his
not even conditioned
Yeah.
for niggas to have this type of money. So the way we act is just off of impulse. if we really formulate a group and be like, look, you take all the money you spend here. You take all the money you spend here. Not only that, the black motherfucker has the same shit. They like, nigga, I'm not paying $350 for his sweatshirt. This shit should be $40. You don't know Louis. You gonna go in here and spend $1,000 on the shirt because who said that this motherfucker was worth $1,000? Mm-hmm. This is what you see. This is what you conditioned to. So we have to wipe this whole narrative and the way we think on certain situations, on what's hot, what's elevating, what's morally making you progress, and then we're gonna literally find ourselves in a better state of mind.
I think it takes a generation to do it though, because you think about those brands you just named with Louis Vuitton or Rolex. These are brands that have been around for hundreds of years, and they've been able to prosper for hundreds of years. And then that branding is something that you see and you automatically attach to being wealthy, or you automatically attach to being, well off.
Right.
We don't have those status symbols amongst us. Like the thing, we don't have, I don't even think I can name one thing that a black man has created and owned that you can have on you or with you that make you be like, oh, he got a whatever. Oh, he got some cornbread from Uncle Ricky.
Right.
He got money.
Off-White was...
I mean, but still, that was connected to
for sure.
a brand that was already established. So for us to be able to do it without getting that,
right.
You know what I mean, that extra hand, the big brother hand to come and say, hey, give me that. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to take a while, I believe, but I think it's possible.
But see the add-on.
It's here, right?
But see the add-on his, right? Hold on, I want to break it off. It's in my head. But see the add-on his, we use that materialistic, like he said, we put that value on the Rolex and the Louis, be like, okay, we made it, instead of saying spiritually, culturally, what's making it to us? Because that, we putting our status on making it, when peace can be mean you made it. Your friend in a better state of mind mean you made it. You thinking you going outside your state of mind and the way you supposed to live, and this is valued and this is validation to everybody else.
You know what made me stop buying that shit? I actually Googled who these people were. Look them up. Some terrible looking motherfuckers. I'm telling you, once you see
the eye chest, just
of these people that names you putting on your body, you don't really rethink that shit. Why would you give a fuck what an old white man think is cool?
Right.
Why?
That's what Dame Dash told us. I won't name the designer, but he talking about a designer that's really popular. He was like, yo, I know the dude. He's a bad person, like a terrible person. He's like, so when somebody raps about him, you got to question them.
Right.
Because it's like,
and they know them.
He's like, this, and he's like, yeah, and they know him. Yeah. And they know he's a bad person. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, yo, I know these people personally. Like, they're like real devil.
But I want to talk about that. You said it might take a generation. DC, you said the same thing. Mm-hmm. Are we in the midst of that generation, right? Because we're
supposed to be that generation.
This is what I'm saying. Right? When you look at, if we're talking about just the entertainment space, especially in your space, when I look at y'all and I look at what y'all doing with 85 Media, I'm watching it firsthand. When I look at, we were backstage and we talking about this is a family. Right. I'm looking at who y'all hiring. Right. This is now the example. This is now being celebrated. Yeah, Netflix recognizes it, but the community recognizes it for years, right? I'm looking at Earn Your Leisure. Same in the financial space. Right. Shout out to Charlamagne again and Black Effect, what they're doing in the pocket. It's like, yo, it's happening. We're in the midst of it. Right. We just got to keep leading these examples and change the mindset of the people as we're doing it. Right. So when y'all perform, right? Because when I look at y'all, I never look like, yo, these guys are comedians. I first look like, yo, these guys are brilliant. They're brilliant because what they do is impossible. Are y'all going into these spaces with that cognizant thought, like we represent the generation that we're talking about right now? Right.
Okay, even look at this platform right here. Yeah. Look at all the things you've been able to do with Earn Your Leisure. Right. Now think of how much further ahead we'd be if we came from, if your dad was a cameraman for 30 years, or if your dad was a producer for 30 years, or your mom was the secretary at Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. Like if we were grandfathered in, we would be billionaires.
That's a fact.
Fact.
We, like you said, we're the generation that changed. We the first generation.
Where there was no blueprint.
Because this started out as homeboys making jokes on a show. Right. We didn't know that we would have to accept the responsibility of having to create our own media company. Right. Like when we were sitting there and we were going out, we were meeting with these people like, yeah, we want to take it on the road. We want to do this. We want to do this. And they were like, how? It'll never work. Like those were literally the words of these same people who come back and they oh, it's great. We love it.
Right. I always knew. I can't stand them type of motherfuckers.
Guys.
I always knew.
Right, what I'm saying is like, who gonna help us? Help us. Yeah. We can't do this shit by ourselves. Right. We don't have the knowledge of, if we were just sitting here, we don't know how to put that camera right there and
but
get
we
these
are the ones that take the risk for to be the blueprint.
Exactly.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But also we observe because we observe y'all as well, where it's like, okay, it does work. But see, this what goes back to what I said earlier. If we just stop hating on one another and really say, what could we do together? Or believe in me. I don't know what the fuck I'm getting myself into. When you say, bro, just believe in me, little bro, I ain't know what the fuck this was. And then once I saw the bigger picture, it took me probably about 3.5 years, even after we done popped off, for me to really put my stamp on it. Cause I had to sit back and I was like, but we got a lot of people. Hold up. This motherfucker go to work here every day. Okay. This is bigger than how I perceive it. Now I'm looking at it how they looking at it, and I'm looking at how everybody else is looking at it, and I'm like, what can I do to enhance this? And then once I started, I said, you know what?
Right.
This is why I appreciate y'all, because y'all bring a certain energy where a nigga has to, you gotta pick up or you gonna find out you slacking.
Right.
And when you slacking, you like, okay, I'm the problem. And then once I see I'm the problem, it's like, how can I enhance this situation and make it better amongst people who bring that same type of energy? Just not just a workspace.
You know what did it for me?
What?
It's like seeing everybody around us,
right?
Not have to go to work.
Right.
Not have to go, you know what I mean? Like, this your job now. When I saw my friends quitting their job, then I knew. I was like, this is really something. Because that was just a whole different feeling that I never even thought. Like, you know, of course, in this shit, when you like, oh, I quit my job, I do this.
Right. But it's just you.
Other people like, man, my dog, the cameraman, he had to go get no other jobs for 3 years.
Right.
Like, you straight, you good, my boy. And like, I'm not only am I good, I'm better. Because I got my own independence. I'm free.
Right.
I could, but I don't have to. And that's what really set the tone for me.
Watching other people on their leisure.
For me, it was seeing the people, like the people being out, you know, because whenever I go to a city, I always touch the city in whatever way I can. And once people start coming up to me talking about us versus everything else that they see us do, like they specifically say, yeah, man, I know you from, but that shit y'all doing, bro, keep doing that shit. Right. That's what made me know, like, okay, we impacting, because certain places you wouldn't even think that we was touching those places. Because I be some places, mostly be like, man, what you doing here? And when I see that we were there, when I saw we had infiltrated those places that you can't infiltrate, especially in our community, it's certain places that they not even letting no new shit come through. Right. It's like, nigga, fuck that. We got what we like and that's it.
Bro, I had went to the gas station and they had that, the Arab dude had the shit playing. I was like,
that type of shit.
Bro, we done made it to the hood store.
That type of shit. Barbershops, those type of things.
Because y'all are all individual rates, right? At what point, I mean, and if you can answer this, was there a point where it was like, I'm not an individual anymore, I'm 85 South? Because it's like, we went from being
that's
like,
the secret sauce to this. That's the
they still are.
to the Krabby
I'm saying, like, when people see me, like, they'll be like, earn your leisure. I'm like, yeah. Some people be like, yo, that's Troy, that's Shop. And most people say,
it's a difference. It's a difference because everything that we do is together.
Yeah.
They do a lot of things separate.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, was there a point where now people are just like, yo, 85 South? More so than it's like, this Chico.
It's worse than that.
It's like Captain Planet, man. Yeah, you may have a conversation about us, but in the midst of that conversation, you gonna bring up this.
Yeah.
You gonna be like, hey man, I came to your show and woo. But when 85 South coming?
Right.
What Karlous? What Chico? They are part of my life.
One now.
You ain't never seen, I mean, you think that's something. I'm talking about you had somebody run up on you. Oh my God. Karlous Miller. I'm like,
right.
Chico Bean.
There you go.
It's like, it's those type of things that let us know that even in our individuality, people see what we do together. There's nowhere I go where they don't ask me where these two niggas at. Every day. Where the crew at? Where your boys at? I went to Cuts and Slices yesterday. They was like, yeah, man, where the crew at, man? Where Karlous and where DC at, man? Everywhere. Because
and they ask you like you left your brother.
Like
morning. This morning coming here, they like, what Chico? I'm like, nigga, I don't know.
You know, but that's something that we didn't realize it was going to turn into that, but you can't deny that. Yeah. Even if we were still sitting around not believing in what it is we do, the people make it impossible for us not to see the impact that we're having. Because when you somewhere and you see somebody yell out the wrong name from across the mall, nigga, I'm talking about
Mancia?
Not like, nah, that's not that. You funny, man. You slick with it. This nigga here, man.
Hilarious.
All the way. But see, the fucked up part about him is he don't like it when you tell jokes to him.
And then he didn't even correct him.
Listen,
I wanted to. I was just trying to figure out who the hell he's talking about.
Remember I seen y'all at the turkey leg hut? Yeah. I said he had DJ Envy on his shirt. While DJ Envy was sitting right there, that nigga said, yeah. I was like, man, I'm sorry, bro. I thought we were friends.
You had a DJ Envy shirt on?
No,
sitting next to DJ.
We had our shirt. And Envy just happened to have his beard like Ben Gay to the like exactly.
Ben Gay.
That's fucked up.
Beijing.
I'm like, nigga, I put shit on his feet. On his feet.
It's like gonna start doing that shit.
Damn.
I recorded when he said it, and when I was like, I'm like, yo, damn, this does look like Envy. He's like,
That nigga was like, yeah, all right, man, get your fucking turkey leg. Fuck out of here.
You don't like that, you know.
You don't like being joked on.
He love an outfit.
Oh yeah, all the way. You do very well. Taking it from somebody who is very into that myself. I respect it, man.
I appreciate that. Nobody's fresher than Chico Bean.
I mean, hey, you do well, man. That outfit you had on, the all black one, that one was tough.
Appreciate that.
You always show off the watch and everything. I'm like, yeah, all right, nigga, I see you, nigga. Been waiting on these moments your whole life. I already know.
They the day.
Pop your shit out, G.
Yeah, he stay stunned, bro. He just copped the little China blue thing.
You know what I'm saying?
China blue red guts for the summer.
So I got to ask y'all a question. Like, with y'all being financial guys and coming into the space, what type of questions do people run up on y'all and ask y'all when y'all like,
oh, can I have some money?
Portfolio. And the portfolio is the
like
biggest
one.
We
came in here, like, yo, I mean, hey, I love your show. Can I ask you this question about this company? Can I ask you all the time? Can I ask you your portfolio?
I mean, shit, because that's on the tip of my tongue when I say, I'm like, nigga, what I need to invest in?
Or they pitching themselves like, I got an idea, I got a company, I got like, that happens a lot too.
Yeah.
But like, do y'all ever feel like at risk? Have you ever been like, man, I need to stop giving this advice out because I fuck around and get it the wrong nigga that advice. That motherfucker be like, motherfucker, I lost everything. You earn your leisure, I earn my homelessness. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker.
But investing has considerable risk. Please consult your financial advisor. But we always, I'll tell you, like, this is what I'm doing. Like, when we had the conversation, I'm like, yo, this is the company, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing it. Right. And you can choose to make a decision. Like, when I was like, hey, you invested in NVIDIA? Remember we talked about that a year and a half ago? And we was like, oh, yeah, I really listen. But like, that happens a lot. So I always tell people what I'm doing, and then that kind of, it alleviates a little bit. Because I'll show you, like, yo, this is what I'm investing in, bro. This is
y'all do that shit every day.
Don't show me.
I need to everyday invest.
Pull the Robin Hood up.
Okay.
He read charts and everything.
He's with Aristotle.
You in there.
But I don't want to say I do this shit because y'all do this shit. Y'all live this shit. I do this shit. It's a difference.
And I just listen to y'all. Whatever y'all say, buy, I'm buying it. I don't give a fuck.
So if y'all live this shit, that means y'all know the ups and downs, the 80%, 20% risk ratio, all that shit.
Talk that shit.
So I need a everyday chat.
Easy.
Because
the group chat?
I want to be able to invest every day. Robin Hood, all that shit.
Y'all charging to get in the group chat yet? Because you know everybody else giving financial advice. But hey, look, join my group chat. It's only $56 a day.
But it ain't. I don't want the financial advice. Bullshit. That be the bullshit.
Invest in yourself.
No, Lopez, we got to get that real
international rates may apply. Like what?
I want the real deal shit.
Oh, but so all right, you trade? Do you trade? You trade every day.
I do options and I do long term.
All right, so you long term invest.
I'm on that already.
And so now you day trade.
I need to get up on my option because that's where the everyday money is. Long term is every 3 months, quarterly. But cool.
It's a long run.
It's a long run. But
you want the 80%.
Want to know when to get out and when, because I don't like getting out. I like to reinvest.
Yeah.
But I did a company who took a took a hit. He took one of them hit where you like, ooh. But the long run is if you stay in it, it'll come back. Cause y'all say it's a big company. It's a major company. They either gonna go bankrupt or they gonna be done for. If they ain't be done for, eventually they'll come back. They came back.
Yeah, we got to talk. You want to say the company? You don't want to say the company. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Talk.
Yeah.
I like I said, I do this shit, but y'all live this shit.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like you're trading on a daily basis. Our thing is more like, let's make the investment, and if we are doing options, let's have them as leaps.
Boy, y'all about to make me check my shit.
So what's the difference between leaps?
A leap is more than 6 months, right? So we're talking about
So y'all doing the long term, short term trading type shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like if I'm doing an option now, it's 2023. I might look out to 2025. Right, and look like what's the because the option is really just what's the likelihood.
So if y'all train like that, how many trades y'all doing a day?
Nah.
If y'all
that's what I'm saying. I won't have to. I'll put like maybe 12 for the entire year. Right?
See, that's what niggas ain't saying.
Yeah.
But niggas is making it seem like these niggas is on it. You got some option traders on every day. You got some niggas that said, just like you said, in my mind, I would have never thought you only did 12 trades a day. Who done did 50 already?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys.
It's like a sniper.
Right.
Like a sniper might scope his spot for 2 weeks,
right,
and take one shot,
right,
kill, as opposed to just going crazy and just running and just shooting. Like, so everybody's different, but
right.
I think it's more beneficial to take less trades,
right,
because now the trades that you do take, you're laser focused on and you're sure about.
Right.
Sometimes you just take a trade just cause, like,
right,
let's just do it.
I mean, unless you do the analytics and you got your shit.
I just want to be the man just because. I just heard it.
But if you day trading, you got like a full-time job.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying.
We don't have the time. We don't have the time.
Doing an hour a day type shit.
We're doing this. So we don't have the time to look at charts all day. Like,
okay. But I mean, it's so many people, as you know, just from on the internet, there's so many people now that had the ability to pretend like they know what they're talking about, right, and just follow certain, you regurgitate certain information. So with y'all being two of the guys who are, in my opinion, the tastemakers of this type of content, because it really wasn't nothing like y'all before y'all.
Finance now.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how do y'all vet and navigate people now? Because I know y'all got everybody who's supposed to be somebody trying to come and sit with y'all. Like,
literally needing financial advice.
You know what I mean? Not even needing it, offering it. You know what I'm saying? Right. When you got all these different people that's being exposed as whatever, like, how do y'all, is it certain vetting processes that y'all go through or questions that y'all ask people to know before y'all let them come sit on y'all platform?
Yeah, now, I mean, really now it's like, it's almost impossible to really have a conversation with us. Like, for this, like, it's people like y'all, people like, Robert Smith, Don, people that's like super established, like, right, I'm saying, for the most part, that weeds out 95% of it. Because it's like sometimes you don't know, right? Like, right, you might have the greatest personality, you might, know a lot, and it's just an act.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, why am I in it? What?
Like, I'm saying.
That's why I say with this stock, with this stock shit and this investment shit, you really gotta want to do this shit and understand. See, and it's different ways. And like, I get a rush off of hustle. Like, I like to hustle. I don't give a fuck what it is, nigga. If I find out it's a motherfucker buying Tootsie Rolls for on a quarter on the dollar, I'm finna get 100,000 Tootsie Rolls and I'm finna go crazy. So it's like, I need to learn all the ways of investing, because I know the dividends.
Right.
Understand that? I know the option, which means I got to be with somebody who does option every day. And then when you say like, well, I got them 12, I just sit back and I'm like, see, I'm a scoper too now. So if I need to have a strategy on how to do that type of trading, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to invest in the right, I'm going to do my homework, but how do I do it? Do I sit 4, 5, 6 months? Yeah. Let this one hit? Is it bullish? Like, I want to make sure I'm studying properly.
He gonna sell you a course.
Yeah, that's easy. We get on a Zoom call.
But also, just to go back to your question, a lot.
See how he died.
The market. Now I'm gonna answer this question too.
Fucked up.
But the market, like during the pandemic, everybody, if you noticed, like a lot of that kind of died down too. I feel like the cream always rises to the top, and what happens is during any like bull run, right?
Right.
Like, I'm sure there's times where everybody wants to be a comedian. Like when Instagram first popped, right? Like for the online comedians, everybody was an online comedian, everybody. And then it's like,
there was no such thing as an online comedian.
Well, a comedian that just got hot off the cell phone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You don't even become a comedian until you grab that mic on stage.
But I'm just saying, a lot of people was making jokes on the cell phone.
Figuratively, I see what you're saying.
Great personality. Just put like that. Because everybody have a great personality.
Some people made it, like Drewski.
Yeah.
Some people made it. But 90% of them, I don't see them online.
99.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the
That's
wherewithal
because it's only, that's how it works. It can't be two of them. It can only be one king of the internet who gonna put out the most shit.
It can be plenty kings on the internet.
But what I'm saying
you gotta go hard.
The internet is gonna pick who they want. Everybody gonna have at least a good
It ain't
year
about the
run.
internet. It's all about your God-given talent and you go crazy. If you stay consistent and stay wanting to better your craft, because you could be a great internet personality. I mean, that ain't the word. What's the word? A great internet personality?
Persona.
Personality. Now you got it.
All right, but it's like, how do I create this brand now that I know that they're buying?
That's what people struggle with.
That's what I'm saying. They don't know how to create a brand.
Some of them are my friends, but a lot of guys got hot online, telling jokes, got millions of followers. They couldn't figure out how to monetize.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out how to do a show. They couldn't figure out. And it's frustrating.
Right.
Because you're getting hundreds of thousands of views on your video. You got 1 million followers, but
there's not a business.
You're not benefiting from it.
Yeah. And there's no blueprint. It's like once one door open, it's like, all right, okay, cool. Like I got forced into doing comedy because my managers at the time wanted the check. So once that broke the ice, because I ain't no telling when I was gonna grab the mic.
Yeah.
But once I grabbed the mic, I was like, whew, okay, now I know what that feel like. I done been in a fight before. Let me go figure out the fundamentals. Let me go do some groundwork. A whole year and a half, let me go not go get no money to figure out what is a comedian, how do I feel on stage, how do I better myself. And once I did it, I was just like, man, I ain't never not stopped studying, never stopped.
So what's your advice? What's your advice for the young comic that's on Instagram that's struggling?
Get off Instagram.
Get off of Instagram?
Continue to use Instagram as a platform, but when you knew you could do a lot of shit for like 2 years, you got about a 2.5 year span when you knew you could hit them in all free content, keep building your platform. But once you get to that level and you like, they calling me for appearances, because that's how it's gonna be. You're gonna get appearance money first. Because niggas want to see you a lot. Once you get the appearance money, now niggas gonna be like, they're labeling you as a comedian. Now they gonna get the comedy money. Then after that, your career takes off where it needs to go. Once that appearance money got out, 2 years of appearance money, I've been at every club in the fucking America. I wasn't supposed to be there, but I was there. Once the comedy shit hit, I was like, okay, now they label me a comedian now. Let me go out here and see what the fuck going on. And once I did the groundwork, I was like, oh, because I want some money.
Yeah.
And if you're calling, I want to make sure I'm good at it, because I'm always, it's like from the streets. You don't want your shit, you don't want your name and your product to be bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't be bad.
So here's the thing, right? You have the talent.
Right.
But who has the business, right? Because I think that's what's missing. I'll use us for example. Like, he's been an entrepreneur since we've been adults, right? So I get to learn about being an entrepreneur from him just by default. So I'm like, you got the talent, you got the talent, you got the talent. Who's the one, or are there a couple of people that are like, yo, here's the business behind it? Was it that essay? Like, what was
you got to be smart enough to listen to everybody you come in contact with.
Fact.
Like, we would be crazy as hell to come all the way up here and do y'all show and not leave here with some kind of game that we could take and apply across the board. You know what I mean? It's like, you have to be ready to be this superstar that you're trying to create. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like you were saying earlier about what advice would you give to the social media creators. My advice would be, find a way to monetize as fast as you can.
Facts.
Find somebody, you got millions and millions of followers. Somebody that's following you knows somebody that knows something about the entertainment business. Start reaching out and building those relationships with those people who can help you get to the next level.
Every profession has to be trained. You got to be a trainer. You can. It's like LeBron having all the talent in the world, but if he don't condition his body and train his body and have somebody there who's not in the NBA but knows how to keep and maintain a sustainable body for you to continue to do what you do, that's how you got to work. You got to want to grow
too. Don't let nobody talk you out of what you already doing. Like we see, if you are the best at doing internet comedy and making skits, why in the hell would you let somebody talk you into doing stand-up comedy?
Not your thing.
That's not what you do.
Right.
That'd be just like you being a dope-ass rapper. But I want you to come and make an album about some singing shit.
But not also only that, you can listen, but not saying to stop. That means you can now then broaden your horizon. So you could go do stand-up because that can teach you or help.
Don't get away from the shit that
you ain't got to just take away from it, but you can broaden. That's just like when people wanted me to, I started roasting on my time. And people they seen it, but it wasn't a big deal because people saw me doing other shit. I had to find a way out. That was my way out. Once I roasted motherfuckers, I got their attention, but once I started doing other shit, I was like, ooh, I ain't got to roast niggas. And then it was like, I don't even hit them motherfuckers. They not even saying I don't roast niggas no more, but they steady following me.
Yeah, so you start hosting, start doing movies.
I start doing other shit. I'm here, but I got them. So now I done took y'all on a journey where y'all seeing me grow and transition. You see what I'm saying? But you have to look new. You got to want to do it, not do it for the chick. No, I do it for the art. I entertain. It just so happened the social media era came. So I just took advantage of the opportunity. So when I see a lot of people that's on social media that gain that particular jump or they keep going, I'm like, shit, that's only 30%. You got to keep going.
So, I mean, y'all on the other end of it now, right? Because now you have a platform that has to create content.
Right.
So how is that like when y'all are trying to find talent?
We go find them niggas. We go find them same niggas.
Y'all still watching them?
We go find them same niggas that just like us, and then we give them opportunities. They go to the next you. I don't want to compare you to nobody, but it's like, all right, I'm in position to help you because this is how it goes. We do this and we give back. We do the blueprint, we follow the blueprint, and we create another blueprint for other motherfuckers to create blueprints for other motherfuckers for blueprint. So it's like, look, this is what we doing. We creating opportunities.
It's relationship based too. Like y'all have a relationship with financial understanding and literacy. So if I want to learn about a relationship that I'm not in, I have to be willing to accept the fact that this not my thing. So are y'all willing to introduce me to the thing that y'all do every day? You know what I mean? It's being able to be guided in that direction.
Facts.
Is the most important thing because a lot of people become successful in what they believe success is and then allow that to shape everything that they do around them. It don't work like that. Becoming successful is just the opportunity to be able to introduce yourself to other relationships that you didn't know existed before you got into a certain room. It's certain rooms that y'all gonna be able to get into now, but even though y'all have a relationship with finances, if you walk into a room with an architect who's building buildings, you're not gonna be like, well, I know money, so I ain't gotta listen to this shit y'all talking about. I got the bread to be able to, you wanna be able to open yourself up, man. I know everything because I don't know nothing. Right. Teach me. I'm willing to learn, you know what I mean? And it's like, when you find somebody that's willing to learn, it don't matter what level they at, you can take that person and be able to, oh yeah, come on. Because in your learning, you're going to be able to teach me something because it's something that you got that I didn't get when I was at your stage. So I'm going to be able to pick up something I can use at my level because I'm open-minded and willing to learn from whatever it is your relationship is. If you do something every day, I wish I would try to come in and act like I know as much as you. I hate when people do that. Like, you ever seen you having a conversation, a nigga just butt in, you talking about stocks and trading. Well, yeah, you know, if you take the third trike and put it up on the other one, you know, I did that before and it killed the conversation because now you want to try to insert yourself by acting like you know something you don't know. Right. Shut up. Just be quiet and listen. That's me and that's all of us. We just like, okay, well, what else you say? All right, bet. Now, if I go utilize what you said and it's some bullshit, I know never to listen to you again. Right. But if it's good information, then I know I got somewhere to go to get good information.
So that's just like what you just told me. You gamble 12. I didn't look at you like you. I mean, not gamble. I'm sorry. Invest. I'm come from the street. My bad.
Same shit. Same shit.
Investing. Just a proper word. I didn't look at you like, what the fuck? These niggas must been lying to me. I said, oh shit, nigga, you need to learn the 12 investment rule. So maybe you've been over studying and overdoing it. You may be better at just doing the 12 instead of option.
You see what I'm saying? That nigga. Your point was 12.
A whole thesis.
What you say your point was?
Point 12.
I got some book. That's an ebook.
No, but do you see like just the little conversation that we having right now? Just like you was asking them earlier about the chat shit.
Chat GPT.
Okay, so check this out. We travel all around the country, bro. We fuck around and be in Washington one night. Some white dude, I'm working on some shit. You ever heard of chat? Bro, my boy Rashad was just telling me about this shit. Get in touch with me. we'll talk about some things, kick some, like, we run into people who, you know what I mean, in these conversations and shit like that.
Gotta build the infrastructure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just sitting back and peeping game and listening and shutting the fuck up when you don't know what people talking about.
Right.
You can like I said, you can pick up a whole lot of game just by exchanging with somebody who's on like another professional that don't even necessarily have to be in your field of range.
Learning to get you far. Learning to get you far. And wanting to learn to get you even further.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Seeking knowledge.
So you have to, I don't know nothing about this, bro. It's like going to school, bro. How the hell you already prepared to go to 3rd grade and you went through 2nd grade, bro? You don't know nothing. You don't even know what you're going to learn that month, bro. But you swear you ready to go to 3rd grade. But by the time you learn the lesson for next month, you like, oh shit, this shit hard as fuck.
Yeah, but see, once then they try to cheat you though. You fuck around and you skip that 2nd grade, then they'll be like, man, you ain't gonna learn how to do shit in 2nd grade but color anyway. You already know how to color.
Right. But you gotta be like, you know what? I don't want to just color. I'm here to learn whatever I need to learn so I can go to the next step.
The next step.
So you gotta be, you gotta be like, you gotta really want to do this shit.
So let me ask you guys this: as far as the 85 South media, right? You guys are producing shows now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you got Poor Minds?
Yes, sir. Nav Green, Broken Play.
Shout out to Nav Green. So
that funny dude.
What's the deal with that, and how did that come about?
It's, just wanting to put on them different hats, you know what I mean, and understand. We done been in the entertainment business. I would say professionally, been on the other side of media and since 2013 for me and Los, and 2015 for him. So we've been watching all of these things from a standpoint of being, employees and basically watching and seeing how all of these things work. So once you see how it works, you say, okay, well, man, I think if you would have been able to put that little touch on it, but you can't necessarily go to somebody who has already established what they do and put your touch on it. So when you get the opportunity to put your touch on something, you want to put your touch on all of the different things that you've seen going on around you. We've been in media for so long. It's like, we know that, man, if we just came out with a show that was for adults, but it was a kid show, like that'll go.
But look at this. This is one of the, I ain't cutting you off.
No, you good, bro.
But it's just like this, right? Like you said, Nav Green, that's a funny dude. Poor Minds, I love that show. These are people that we know personally, right? Wouldn't it be crazy as hell if it took Earn Your Leisure to come down and say, nah, bro, you funny as hell. We want to produce your show.
Right.
And he got partners right here beside him. It's like, we opened our platform up. And when we saw Poor Minds, it's like, them the homegirls.
Yeah.
But we can't discount that they some badass chicks too. And whatever they talking about, badass chicks want to hear them talking about it.
Right.
It's proven. You see the numbers. They have live shows. The whole fucking club full of badass chicks. We may not ever be able to sit there and watch everything that they talking about, but it works. We don't have to look for them. They are just as diligent with their hard work as we are. Nav Green will show up anytime we call and say, bro, come and co-host or be on the show with us. And every time he on the show, you know what the comments be full of? Nav funny as hell. Y'all trying to hold Nav back. Put Nav on. Nav need his own show. We would look crazy as hell if somebody else had to come and put our friends on.
Right.
Yeah. So talk about that, man. I mean, in order to produce those shows, I remember when you guys had the first studio.
Right.
And all we kept hearing was like, yo, we got this new thing we working on, this new studio. And now it's here. And so when we went to tape Poor Minds, we got to see the studio. We got a nice tour of it. Talk about the vision to have that as the base for 85 South Media.
It's a foundation. We cannot never not say, oh man, where can we create it? We can create it. We can make it right here, whatever we want to do. That's just like when any of us come up with some type of situation, we agree without even getting the full breakdown of it. He like, man, I want to do this. Man, you know I'm with you. That's how our conversation is. Bro, you know I'm trying to create the show. You know I'm fucking with it. Like, you don't have to tell me shit. Just let me know when to pull up.
Right. And it's just like we saw what y'all did with Invest Fest. So the next time y'all come to Atlanta and y'all got all these people that are in the city, we don't want y'all calling around, man, we need this studio, we need this. And like, pull up.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
You're going to interview however many people you want to interview. Invest Fest from 85 South Studios.
We got 5 rooms. Set it up. Y'all got it for however long y'all here. Run it up. Let's not just let's be partners. Let's exchange some money across the board.
Right.
We want a booth at the next Invest Fest. We want to, whatever it is, we got to get on these panels and support y'all however y'all need. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
This is what's gonna push all of us to the top, and that's what, like you said, that's gonna break the generational curse.
Don't be afraid to rock.
It's when they see that we all came together and we gonna all support Charlemagne, and we gonna find the black people over there at the other places that we don't know nothing about yet. We gonna connect with everybody and try to change the situation for everybody. So the next generation of your son or whoever, all our sons can be sitting here and keeping this shit going. All the way to our grandsons and greats.
Facts.
So
That's a fact.
I don't want this to just benefit us while we're here and we're, the able bodies that make it happen.
Right.
We want to build a legacy of something that they can say, man, have you been to the 85 studios, the oldest black studio in Georgia?
Right.
When they came out with it, man, the shit was happening in 2000.
No.
My granddaddy, and John Whitfield, DC, and Chester Bean,
75.
Chico Bean.
Yeah.
75 years.
75 years ago.
75 years. No?
That's like you been to Tyler Perry studio?
Of course.
Yeah,
We've been all of
We've
them.
been all of them. But it's like, you working for that picture over the fireplace, man. That's what it's about. When you walk in the room and like, who's that? Oh, that's
your great
That's your
grandfather.
great grandfather. You know what I mean? And it's like that picture over the fireplace, that legacy. We don't have those legacies. You know what I mean?
That moral.
Some way along the line, somebody for some reason fucked it up. But it's just because the blueprint wasn't really given. Like people get it and then keep it, it's like, I'm not showing, I can't tell nobody this because that might mess up what it is I got going on. But the reality is, if you create a blueprint for your people and change your reality, then that means you're supposed to give it as much as you can, because you ain't doing nothing but building something that you can prop yourself up on. Everything, you ain't in control of life, so life happens to everybody. But if you got a good foundation and you didn't treated people right along the way, you always have had somebody be like, hey man, pick your bootstraps up, man. Come on, I got you. Yeah. And that's important for us, because we've seen what it looks like to not have that type of support. So we wanted to make sure that we created it for ourselves.
That's a fact, man. And the Ghetto Legends tour, incredible.
Appreciate it.
The tributes are all the Ghetto Legends who never got, they just do.
But I'm saying that because I've seen that tour, and now I'm seeing Poor Minds. They have a tour. Mm-hmm. And so is the vision from a standpoint of,
let's say it.
We got a tour.
Right. So humble over here. Invest Fest did numbers.
Glad you witnessed and took knowledge of that. But I'm just saying.
Y'all coming this year?
Most definitely. We would have came last year.
We was on tour.
Yeah, we was on. Y'all be scheduled
when you on tour this year.
Last year y'all were gonna be there, but Chad was like, "Yo, y'all gonna be out of town." Y'all was on tour. I think out in Cali. I think y'all were doing a show in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So the weekends just didn't work out.
Sacramento and we had San Diego there.
Yep.
Yeah, San Diego. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, from the touring standpoint, is the vision long term to have the entire network of shows actually go out.
Hell yeah.
And now it's like, yo, this is what our presentation to the world.
Do you know we got a touring company too?
Let's talk about it.
We got a gang of businesses that we never bring up. We got
What's
85.
the touring company looking like?
We're booking a hell of a tour for the 85 South Show. I tell you that much.
So you book your own venues.
Yeah.
And all that. That's what we do too. So that's important to talk about, because I feel like a lot of the middlemen are not really beneficial when you really think about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, what can you do? Well, we can book the venue for you. Well, we can book the venue ourselves.
Right.
Or we can help promote it. Well, we can promote it ourselves.
Right.
So why are we paying you for something that we can do ourselves?
Well, a lot of people won't allow you. I'm sure that you guys have ran into those guys who will try to make sure that you don't have the information to get to be able to go to the venue. And they're like, well, this is my guy. He don't want to talk to nobody but me. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of difficult.
It's like a union
those
thing.
people out of the way, you know what I mean? And get straight direct to the source. So if you get to a point, but one of the things that they can never deny is what you do when you in there. If you get in there and you sell them tickets, whoever own that venue gonna be like, man, hey, fuck
what he talking about, man. Get Bud on the phone one time.
Who was the dude that sold out 3 nights just now? I mean, like,
right, because now you have this grandchild.
Yeah.
Earners, what's going on? Listen, EYLU is relaunching, revamping, retooling. That's right, we're creating a new educational experience that's more expansive. Shawty, tell them what we got.
Yes, 2023. We got a lot in store, a lot planned for you guys. So you know that EYLU already includes monthly financial planning calls with me, book club calls with Troy, real estate calls with MG the Mortgage Guy, access to the Home Buying Blueprint, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Part of the revamp will include 27 local chapters from across the United States, live interactive teaching, hands-on, not just pre-recorded videos, plus 15 brand new curriculums.
The biggest just got bigger.
But sometimes innovation comes out of necessity, and it's like for us, I think the benefit with us is that we start, like you said, we're kind of pioneers in the financial literacy space. So we didn't even have the luxury of like music or comedy. It's already established industries. Y'all got agents, so it's like we had to just figure it out for ourselves because we didn't have an option to go through that. So like we literally had to call the venue. We had to, we just wasn't going to do the show. So all we know is independence. That was the only option that we had. But that's beneficial because now we learned every aspect of it. So now when we become big enough where now talent agencies are reaching out and they're like, yo, we want to produce this for you.
Facts.
It's like, we got all of the information already. Like,
but that makes y'all more valuable.
Exactly.
And they don't
way more valuable because I only need you for your service.
Exactly. Yeah. And they looking at us like, well, can they sell out a venue that holds 1,200, 1,500 people?
Because it's unheard of.
It's unheard of. They've never seen it before.
But to us, the shit look normal. Like, what are y'all tripping on?
Right.
Yeah, we know we can do that.
We've been doing this, but can I ask y'all a question?
And then I'm tripping because I'm like, man, we only sold it out.
Right.
We're supposed to be adding the show.
That's a fact.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
What made y'all do what y'all do? Because like you say, financial advice, and a lot of us is scared to talk about money. Like, I'm terrible.
No,
he never want to talk about money.
I don't talk about
it. I
ain't got nothing.
Talk so much.
But why y'all give financial advice, and what was it to say, you know what, these people need it?
Yeah. Well, I think timing is everything, right?
Right.
So looking at the landscape online, on social media, you see like there's an opportunity to relay information in a unique way.
Right.
It's like when Stuart Scott was like on ESPN early and he was talking about sports, but using like, basketball, like street references and hip hop and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So
fresh. It's new.
Yeah, exactly. So the vision, it was just like a open landscape where it's like, all right, business is always forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's always been a Wall Street Journal, CNBC. Like it's not a unique industry, but the way that we curate it is unique.
Yeah.
So I think it was just one of these things where, we have a relationship. We knew each other forever. He was a teacher. I'm a financial advisor before I did this. So we already have the financial literacy aspect of it. We've been teaching kids in the classroom, doing all of the work. So now it's like, all right, this is time to actually go outside of just a couple of people in the community and go on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And then once social media embraced it, now it just spreads like wildfire.
Let me ask you this.
Created a brand that people wanted to invest in.
I wanted to ask, are the kids receptive to the financial advice? Because people always say, they never taught us this.
Yeah.
Like, what's the feedback y'all getting from the
kids are learning because the parents are learning, right? And so like that's one of those things when you realize there's no age limit to this. Because like you said, it's rooted in education first.
Right.
It was first 14-year-olds that we were teaching.
Right.
And it was like, wait, they're grasping this. So like imagine what they're going to do at 25. Imagine what they're going to do at 21. And then their parents didn't really have the information either. So it was like everybody's learning at the same time. So that it's always been rooted in that. The kids now are like, this is great. Because now they're learning about investing so young. And they learned about the stock market and they're talking about things other than, you heard that verse?
Right.
You saw what Bronny did up in there?
Right.
You saw what school he's going to?
Right.
Now stocks are coming into the conversation. Real estate's coming into the conversation. Crypto's part of the conversation. The barbershop conversations are changing.
Right.
So it goes like once those conversations start changing, the mindset starts
it's
changing.
Like the school conditions people to have a job, but
to be employed.
Y'all condition them to keep a job. We never had nothing to condition us to keep the money. I feel like economics was the only class that had some type of financial advice.
And you only got
they took it out.
You got that as a senior, as an elective.
Rare. They started taking it out.
Half a semester.
Half a semester of it.
Facts.
But also it's like, I always say this is the greatest invention of all time, in my opinion.
Right.
Because it literally connects everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can FaceTime somebody in China. You can, email somebody. You can talk on the phone, text message, and social media. You can't downplay the role of social media.
Right.
Social media, there would be no Earn Your Leash if it wasn't for social media. There'd be a lot of places if it wasn't for social media. Because it's like prior to that, you couldn't start a media company in 1990. With no money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had to go to NBC, ABC. Like, there's only like a few different companies, right? Like, we literally started a media company on a cell phone.
Right.
that's just looking at the landscape of social media, seeing like this is a moment in history where anybody can really become a celebrity. Previously, in order to be a celebrity, you had to be a comedian or a basketball player, athlete, or a musician, right? Then it's like now you could be a celebrity chef. You could be a celebrity trainer.
Barber.
You could be a celebrity barber.
Yeah.
Or you can even be a celebrity financial teacher. Right? So seeing that, like social media is such a powerful tool because it's empowered people. It's a lot of negative on social media, but it's a lot of positive where now it's giving people platforms to not only speak to 10, 15, 20 people, millions of people, right? And that really is a unique moment in history. There's never been a moment in history, like people try to downplay things and they'll say like, you're a social media influencer, but you're really a world leader because there's very few moments in history where people have had 1 million people that follow them.
Man, that's scary when you put that shit like that.
Like just think about
like influencer, that's the safe choice of words. Can you imagine if they was branding people as world leaders on social media?
But that's a fact though.
Bad.
Like think about throughout history, how many people had 1 million people that followed them.
But this the thing though, just because you go viral doesn't mean that you're interesting. Like
that's a fact.
You went viral because somebody want to see the next stupid shit you gonna do.
And that
so things are being promoted too, but y'all have taken social media and like you said, use it as a brand. Y'all created a brand and you can grow, especially if you have something that people can invest in. I watch y'all all the time because I like financial advice.
Yeah.
So I'm tuned in to what the fuck y'all got to
And
say
then
because I feel like I know what y'all talking
When I
about.
see y'all on social media and I know y'all in the financial space, I be wanting, like the comedian didn't even want to be leaving comment like broke ass niggas. I know people gonna be watching it and they gonna be like,
That's
man, niggas,
That's my question to y'all. Like, like you said, it's always been a Wall Street Journal. It's always been, Wall Street has always existed. The world is really ran from this island right here in New York.
Yeah.
Like, how has that old guard treated y'all? Because now, you can't deny that you guys are financially, in a space where you're influencing the game that has been going on for a long time. So how have y'all been received in that old guard, that Wall Street crowd, that those guys who have been, generationally dealing with money? And then here come two black men that started a media company on the internet that more people are listening to than coming down to Wall Street and going up in them buildings like they were supposed to do for years.
I think it's interesting. The people who are inside of it, especially because the look of it is completely different, right? Like you're not expecting that information that's coming from Wall Street from two guys that look like us until it does. And so there's guys that are inside that are like, yo, thank you, right? I couldn't say the things that y'all say. There's all kind of compliances that I can't speak the language that y'all. And the fact that y'all doing it in a language that's so digestible, like he can understand it, you can understand it, your sister can understand it, your mom can understand it. That wasn't happening. Very intentionally, right? Like we want to make sure that the language is at this level so that they can't understand it, so they can never take advantage of it until we like, all right, let's decode it for them. This is what they're really saying. And here's how you really could invest. Now you get the information, you take advantage of it. And so I think the higher ups, I don't think they fully have realized the impact yet. But
have y'all been able to like penetrate the corporate slime ball ass niggas? Like you get like a random DM from a profile, no picture, and it just be like Johnson & Johnson's going belly up, and then that's it. And then 5 minutes later you go back to look for that information.
Well, I'll tell you this, because
I just want to end that point because the impact, I don't know if they've realized it yet, like the higher ups, right? But that I'm fine with that. Because who has felt the impact is the people that look like us, right?
Right.
And like by the time they get the information, utilize it, execute on it, and start making money, right?
It's already, they're on to the next
too
way.
late.
Because we don't know none of this information, not in our community.
Right.
None that you do,
but
never crossed our street.
Yeah, he said he's fine with it, but I'm not, because there's a thing. So we are making inroads. Like we've been on CNBC a bunch of times. We've been on Bloomberg. We've got a lot of like the morning show, stuff like that.
Right.
But CNN came to InvestFest last year. But it's like you have to be the level of exceptional that you have to be just to even be on a radar for black is crazy. Because it's like, all right, if you look at Earn Your Leisure, right? We do an event like InvestFest last year in Atlanta with 14,000 people. Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry, all of these different people, like all black people. Like there's no event in the world like that Right. That's just, it's exceptional within itself. Then you got a network where we have our show, which is one of the top business podcasts. We have 19 Keys Show, which is one of the top podcasts. We have Market Money. We have like 3 hit shows. That's difficult for any podcast network to accomplish.
Tell me about it.
Independent. So it's like we go on a world tour. We do Royal Albert Hall in London. CNN comes to InvestFest. I appreciate them coming. But them coming, the narrative was something about the Democratic Party, or like it was a political play. And they're like, well, this is how we have to kind of weave it in.
Right.
Why the story should be 14,000 people came to Atlanta to learn about it.
Yeah, you talking about motherfucker.
So it's like it's a certain level of respect that's still not given.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter how miraculous you making you
now we come back with the 14,000 and do some shit that they said.
Here's the thing though, right? The 14,000 people that came, they got the information that's going to impact their lives.
Right.
So I'm looking at why I say I'm fine is because I don't really need your validation.
I won't need
See, and that's what I was getting at. The next time you come back, you do some political shit. And then you fucking flip the vote, and now they really have the story that they're talking about.
But you implement the political part with the financial situation.
Here's the dangerous part, though. Here's the dangerous part. It's not that we need the validation, but this goes back to the finance conversation where they're like, all right, technically, Earn Your Leisure is already $1 billion company. If we were white, complex, right? Like, so how many more people could we employ? How many more? This is the issue. Like,
we gotta hire some white people.
It's like Timberland said something that was extremely insightful to us. He was like, "Yo, how come all of our billionaires are worth $1 billion, $2 billion? Like everybody's $2 billion." He was like, "To me, Jay-Z's already worth $30 billion because look at what he's done. Like, you know, you got dudes that you never even heard of worth $18 billion off of a dog company and." You know what I'm saying?
Because we're dealing with a system we didn't create.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The level of exceptionalism that you have to be when you're black is different. And it's hard. It's hard for people to even have sympathy for that because it's like, if you're just working, just trying to just put food on the table, you're not trying to hear about what I'm talking about right now.
Right, man. A billion that nigga try to
save some money in my ass. Them motherfuckers owe me $600
Everybody ain't gonna get it though.
But now y'all in the space, y'all got it. So now this is like a conversation that you could probably relate to. Right? When they calling you like podcasters and it's like, yo, we did all of this. We got a building dollar. Like,
oh no, you gotta understand with us, people have been moving the goalposts with us for years. Like you gotta understand, like when you show it, one of the things that I realize about any form of entertainment or anything that you do when you're in front of people, it's a certain level of natural ability that comes with that. But when people see that the things that it takes them, I'm talking about weeks and months to practice and try, and you can just show up get out the car yawning, oh, what we doing? All right, boom. Those people immediately say, oh, well, we can't judge them by the same parameters because fuck that. You know what I mean? It was too easy for them. So now we got to move the goalposts over here. Yeah. Everybody else is great if they get this accomplished. But since you accomplish it so easy, you got to jump over 6 hurdles now, nigga. Let me see you do that. Then you jump over the 6 hurdles. They like,
well, jump over some alligators. But see, this is the thing though.
I mean, 8. You know what I'm saying? Just how it goes.
We're humble enough to know that we could be replaced. But we wise enough to know that can't nobody fuck with us.
Damn, I wish you would have said that. I had somebody I wanted to say that to.
You see what I'm saying?
I had a perfect situation that would have hit well on. That shit would have hit hard.
Like you say, I get that. That's a human nature of saying you frustrated because it's like, bro, stop playing with our name, bro. But I'm more so on your side, like, bro, fuck what they see that. That's the narrative they want to paint. We brought 14,000 motherfuckers out who say different. Next time we're gonna bring 28. They can create what they want to say. Long as we keep God first and we keep doing what we supposed to do, it's gonna fall in place.
So all 14,000.
You should have fucked with him and talked a little shit. What you guys doing here? Like, we came to vote for Stacey. That would have scared the shit out of white people.
That wasn't a clap moment. All right.
I went to
Yeah, you gonna come back?
Wait, no.
What? The Ross.
Hey, you gotta take the plunger. Pause.
Shit.
They've been doing that forever. Though. If you look at just y'all having 14,000 people, I'm sure that probably wasn't the number that was promoted. You know what I'm saying? It's no different. They did it with the Million Man March.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like it was 200,000 people. It was way more.
What if they cheating them? It might have been 20. They just told them it was 14.
That's
exactly.
We have our own.
I know, but there was some niggas outside that didn't come in too.
That's
a fact.
Yeah, and it was people that was on their way that didn't make it. You get to count them too.
Yep.
So I wonder, as y'all are creating more businesses and creating more verticals, are y'all looking at it like, yo, we've added more assets to this company. At some point, if a Comcast comes asking like, hey, we're interested in adding 85 South Media to the portfolio, or Apple TV comes and says like, we want to add, is that a conversation that y'all be willing to have?
Yeah, because my whole goal in life is just to make $100 million or so. $100 million. That sounds like $100 million conversation to me. I'll definitely have it. But why wouldn't we? They're not buying us.
They're buying a product.
Right.
Start another one. Like it's like I was just I'm real history buff in certain aspects, and y'all grew up watching wrestling, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
You remember when WCW was owned by Time Warner, you know what I'm saying? He owned the company, but then when they got bought out, Ted Turner got bought out, and then he, lost control of the product to where he didn't have any more control. And Eric Bischoff was like, man, how you gonna tell me how to run my company? Like in that conversation, I know I would just be like, okay, what is it that I want to be established at? What are you going to turn this into if we hand the keys over to you? Because the product that we've, even if we get the money, you still want to look up and see your product still flourish.
Now you got to still play ball. You know why? Because Ted Turner still owned the whole channel, the network. You own the show. I own the network.
No, but not when he got bought out. He didn't own anything. He was a figurehead at that point, which is cool.
But it's still his channel.
Yeah, but
he the majority owner. So you piss this person off. Now wrestling comes on at 3 a.m. Now it's not profitable no more.
Right.
Screw it.
Because you want to play hardball with Big Dick.
He said,
So
why you make that noise at this?
No, I'm just saying
that. Whoa!
I'm just saying you can't go against the bigger boss.
Oh yeah, of course, all the way.
So let me ask you this, because this actually just made me think of something. I know y'all answered this question before, but I always wanted to know personally. Did y'all speak to Ross after? Have you spoken to him?
Bro, we don't have no problems with Ross.
No. I'm just saying, have you spoken to him?
I personally haven't spoken to him, but he did address the fact.
No,
that
he addressed it.
He said he was going to come back, you know what I'm saying? But I personally haven't,
But you never had a conversation?
No. But if I was to see him, I would be like, bro, hey, man, you still coming back? I really would just ask, like, man,
I would.
why you?
I just laugh at him, like on that meme, but he's on the phone laughing.
Why you leave, bro? Like, tell me the real reason why you left. Like, you had the boo-boo, did you, nigga? Tell the truth. That bathroom we had in that old studio was
he
not
know that.
conducive.
I think he know that. That's why we ain't ran into him like that. I seen him like once at the airport.
You seen him at the airport?
Yeah.
Y'all spoke?
Yeah.
How would it go?
He's just like, my bad, homie. Things get to happening.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? See, that's his influence. Why everybody use his voice when they talk?
Yeah.
You did it. You did it pretty good.
We can look, man. Ross, good people, man.
Oh man, y'all
it's
still talking about that shit. I
Nah,
came back, yo.
See?
I came back.
Ross good people, man. I don't expect nothing less. He did exactly what I thought he would have done, and he was so him. It fit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change the way that it happened. I had the world talking about it.
Yeah.
It was the most shocking moment ever.
And the part that they never talked about is that the show went on.
Yeah.
We did another hour with just us after he left. It was nothing stopped.
It was lit.
And that's what he said right before he left. Man, you got to keep going. And that's exactly what we did. So we followed it.
Here's the crazy thing. I got some inside info on this because Chad hit me before the episode came out. And he was like, yo, crazy shit happened, bro. I'm like, what happened? He's like, yo, Ross walked out of the interview. And he didn't come back. And I'm like, well, how long? He was like, well, we was already like 45 minutes in. So I'm thinking, I'm like, it's not that bad.
Right.
I'm just thinking that you didn't close the show.
Right.
But then I'm like, oh shit, there actually is another hour.
Yeah.
After, like, you know what I'm saying? Because when he was telling me, I didn't understand. I'm like, he's like, nah, we did an hour with him. I'm like,
Right.
we did right. I'm thinking the show's over.
Right.
He just didn't formally close it out.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the show continued until I actually watched it. I'm like, oh, they just kept going.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the plan. We definitely weren't tripping. We ain't take it to heart. We was just like, we gonna finish what we do, and we'll try to figure out what the hell happened.
The crazy part is we would probably, I would say maybe a good 20, 30 minutes
from finish
on like into that other hour. Right. And we was like, hey, he really not coming back.
Yeah. Before you realize it.
He was like, he gone, and then Ryan came and was like, yeah, guys,
sorry.
Ross left.
It was Ross. He said he had to
I was like, all right, pass me the chicken wing, nigga. I already
eat. Nigga Fly so stupid when you watch it back. Fly said, oh, so that's how that nigga leave.
So good.
Man, but it was love though, and the fact that he felt the need to, which he didn't have to do, he didn't have to address it after the fact. Yeah. But you know that goes into what we were talking about. The people, we didn't never say nothing about it. The people, us three that was there, never said a word about it beyond whatever we talked about on the show. But after all the people that supported us said something to him and made him say, you know what, hey man, I fuck with you, bro. There wasn't no. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna finish. So that was, you know, the fact that we didn't have to say nothing. That means that the people that rock with us.
Yo, this is interesting now, right? Because I'm like, I've watched y'all plenty of times, and it's straight off the top of the head.
Right.
It's impromptu. It's genius, right? But now we're talking about producer shows, making independent movies. Do we now begin writing? Or do we get a team around to write like a script? Like, how does that work for y'all?
GPT, nigga. What are you talking about? That's it right there. We just gonna get Chat GPT to write the script. We turn it in and then show up and film what the fuck we want to film. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
A 30-page movie right now.
Right.
And it'll do it.
It's gonna do it.
For real? And the crazy part, we all been hired as writers before on different projects, so it wouldn't be shit.
You know, it never does the same thing twice.
Yeah, it won't be.
It won't be shit to come up with it. We've all been hired.
That bitch ain't finna write no movie.
We'll do it right now. We'll do it after this.
Guarantee it'll do it.
It'll do it.
And like your comedy style.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Everybody knows who you are.
And I promise you, man, we create that movie, they gonna be like, AI on that whole goddamn thing. We know the database.
What you want the movie to be about?
Because we're gonna play the audio into this database to see. You know, I'm real tech savvy. Let me take this audio, let me play it into this database. They're gonna be like, you're gonna get a cease and desist order. And they're gonna be like, AI created this entire thing.
Yeah,
well, that's one of the things we don't know. So there's a lot of unknowns with AI. We don't know what could happen.
Right.
Yeah.
That could potentially happen. Who knows? Everybody, let's say this whole thing is just, they just letting everybody just get everything, and then they're gonna come back with the RICO.
Now they gonna
GPT RICO for everybody.
You ChatGPT, we come to get all that.
All your
services gonna find out who's been stealing everybody's ideas, and then once they label you as a thief, they're gonna set you up for the RICO shit.
I mean, but
they're gonna give you some shit that they know you're gonna steal. Like if you have it on your computer and you using this shit all the time.
That's the part that's scary to me, is like, you think about this shit in this stage, it's the Etch-a-Sketch at this point. Like that's where we at in the stage of this. It's like it's at that Etch-a-Sketch stage where all you could do is just draw them little squiggly lines and shake that shit. That's the level. But in 10 years, I mean, I just the thought of what you're gonna be able to do.
Or iPad, nigga. Etch-a-Sketch to an iPad.
Exactly.
Or this is what.
Scroll up.
Whoa!
It's writing the script right now for you. Look at the top.
Man, no, don't play this shit around me, dog. This the log line. It says, when the hilarious trio of DC Young Fly, Karlous Miller, and Chico Bean stumble upon a buried treasure map promising $100 million, they embarked on a wild and uproarious adventure
comedy around
to claim the fortune. With their unique blend of comedy and wit, they'll face outrageous challenge, eclectic characters, and plenty of laughs along the way.
What did you just say on the microphone just a few seconds ago?
Whoa.
You just said
Interior,
want to make
85 South Comedy Club night. DC, Karlous, and Chico, the comedic powerhouse known as 85 South, perform their side-splitting stand-up routines to a roaring audience.
AI gonna be out
after the show, they gather after stage for drinks. DC, they already got your line. Read your line, DC.
Man, read your line.
Bro, you know what would be dope, y'all? $100 million just lying around somewhere.
Man, we would be the funniest rich dudes ever.
Read your line, Chico.
For real. Man, no treasure map in this comedy game, though.
That's crazy.
Suddenly, a mysterious stranger enters the backstage area. Stranger, actually, gentlemen, There is a treasure map.
White people come with that
To $100 million.
bullshit.
The 85 Trio's eyes wide in disbelief. DC.
Reading this bullshit. No way, man. Stranger, way. But be warned, it won't be easy. You'll face outrageous challenges, outsmart cunning foes, and of course, crack plenty of jokes along the way. That's letting him know you selling your soul. You gotta be fucked up, bitch.
Where my line at, man? Well, we're always up for a challenge. Let's go get that money. This shit is crazy. Spoil me this. That's a good ass board. I like that shit.
Yeah.
Hell nah.
I like that shit.
Stranger, I already told us, hey man.
But you
that's
don't
the
be
thing.
outrageous
But
challenges.
another thing is, imagine what we don't have access to.
Yeah.
Imagine what Elon Musk. This is what we can do, right? Imagine what Elon Musk has access
that's
right now.
He is at home right now 3D printing some pussies.
Right. I heard Dame Dash say something that was profound. Dame Dash said, if you had the ability to read minds, would you tell everybody? So if you think about the people who have the real power,
Right.
why would they tell us what the real power is? You would be shocked if you knew the shit that was really out here. I asked y'all got to, if it was a room, like if they said behind that door, all the real answers to any questions you can ever have in your life, the real unquestionable answers, you're going to know exactly what the truth is about anything behind this door. Would you go in?
I'm going.
I don't want
I want to know.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, gotta do it. It's
I'm
scary.
gonna never be happy
You'll
again,
never
though.
be the same again.
No,
if
you're not
you
gonna
come
be the
out-
same.
Never be the
It's
same.
like it's red pill,
What's the
blue
first thing you
pill.
ask?
It's
Yeah.
Matrix.
What's the first thing you
Would
ask?
you do it?
Who?
Yeah, I would. Just
Everything
because,
ain't meant to be honest.
just because I just,
mind my motherfucking
I
Yeah, you're
just-
going.
Listen, man. The Bible told you don't bite the apple off the tree, but you said the apple look like an apple. I'm going on this side. I already been told. I'm straight. I don't want that apple.
You black people are so.
Yo,
Y'all kill me with this shit.
that was fire. That
I'm going.
That's gonna be a social media clip with that Chat GPT thing.
Shit.
That's
going.
fire.
We just-
That's
First
fire.
thing I'm asking-
That's a script. That's a
Go ahead.
script.
First thing I'm
What's
asking.
the first thing you asking?
Why do niggas have it so hard? Who set it up like this? Shit
I'ma
got
ask
quiet.
something stupid.
Y'all ain't gotta go. I'll go over there.
I'm gonna ask
You'll go
something
first.
dumb just to see how good, if the shit is real. Be like, hey, did OJ do it?
OJ, do it.
And then if they prove like, did he do it? Watch this.
No, that,
Oh shit! All right.
see, that's the answer you expect.
That's too much.
And then when they play you the clip and you see that white man who really killed them folks, you're gonna be like, oh shit.
Either way, it's the best shit ever, man.
This ain't nothing like I
I
thought it was.
mind my motherfucking business. I don't want to know if it ain't in no book.
But you can't change nothing. You just know it.
No, you can't change anything. Like,
Oh, freed
but-
slave ass
but-
nigga.
but-
Oh,
but-
just mind my business. I don't want to know
but-
nothing.
that's
Don't
how
tell
you
me.
find it.
Don't you tell me
You
nothing
can't-
about them
you
white
can't
folks.
change nothing,
Oh,
but
they
you
wanna know stuff
automatically
get your head.
change forever.
You are changed.
You are
Yes,
changed
yes,
because
yes.
you can't come back into the world. It's like I said, it's like the red pill, blue pill. It's like when you remember that one of my favorite scenes out the Matrix is when my man was explaining what he wanted his life to be like when he went back in the Matrix. Like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want, like, to be able to establish that type of shit. To me, I think that's what we on our way to. I think you're gonna be able to establish your life the way you want it to be, and just sit down somewhere and have them plug your ass up, and you live the life the way you want to do it until you pass away.
Nigga come punch your ass while you sleep. Fuck, nigga. Hey, you talking about?
You ain't gonna know. It's
Nope,
just-
because you
Yes,
gonna have
you will.
to.
Cause you ain't gonna
You
get
gonna
hit.
have
I
to
know
unplug
that.
so you can
Wherever
pay the
you
fucking
at,
bill.
The clock's gonna wake you up.
You gonna have to unplug so you can pay the fucking bill.
No, you
Next
gonna have to
thing
pay
you
that
know,
in full before
your
you
ass
get
gonna
in
be
there.
Waking up with no. Oh, then it cut my shit off.
Back in real life again.
Card expired.
Hell no.
You see that?
power trip.
You see they just approved lab grown chicken.
Man, I'm from DC, man. I'm from DC. I know I didn't, boy, them curry outs in the city, boy. I didn't ate some lab grown everything at some point.
Them veggie meats, that man, come on, man.
Bro,
You
we
think
been
that shit
eating that
vegetarian?
shit for the longest anyway.
You think that shit vegetarian?
Like you talking about like the burgers?
I
like,
don't know.
That's
Yeah, I don't like that explanation. Like the way they be like, it look like meat, it feel like meat. You know, they got the texture of meat. I'm like, that sound like a
Who went to
dildo,
public
sir.
school?
Me.
What else?
Yeah,
I
ate them hamburgers.
No, I never ate.
Never ate the public.
You never.
I know the
Oh, nigga, you grew up earning your leisure. You mean tell me you ain't never had free lunch, bro?
I eat public school lunch. Like my mom. So you heard Dr. Sebi?
Yeah.
So my mom went to Dr. Sebi like 20 years ago. Like early, I heard about him when I was a little kid. He used to have a spot in Brooklyn. Actually,
you been rich.
Well, he was
privileged ass nigga.
Ben had his leisure.
Nah, anybody. He was for the community. He was actually in the community. That's why they said like when it was like they killed Dr. Sebi, he was teaching health. Like so, Sebi he had it was like a storefront in Brooklyn, and what happened was like it was just regular people from the neighborhood. I don't even know if he was really charging them like that. It was just like, and he was curing people of all kinds of stuff. Like I seen it firsthand. My mom, like she lost like 50 pounds, and it was like all kinds of things that he was doing, and he would just look at you. Like she would tell me stories of like he would just look at you like. He like breathe. He could smell your breath. He'd be like, all right, this is what you need. Like, this is what's wrong. He look at your eyes. You're not doing enough. You need some. And he was like, and it was just working. So I say that to say, once she got on that kick, she became a vegetarian.
This nigga was getting sent to school with jackfruit salad. Be like, bro, you got a Lunchable? Nope, but I got this jackfruit burger. You want a bite? Like, nah, nigga.
But what I'm saying is this shit been around.
But what I'm saying is that I learned early, like the food is the most important thing.
Yeah,
Facts.
it's in the food.
That's
What you
the
consume.
most important thing.
Yeah.
And like that in the world. So the poison is in the food.
But here's the thing I don't understand, though, about that mentality. I respect whatever anybody does, but I just don't understand the mentality when people talk about, like, meat eaters versus vegetarians. Like, you know how much shit they putting in the meat? So if they have the power to put the shit in the meat, what makes you think that the same people don't have the power to fuck the vegetables up?
For sure.
I mean, like, what? So, like, if you're not growing your own food, anybody who growing their own food, them the people I'm like, oh, you really.
Bro,
but if you going
really
to buy
want some vegetables that ain't even good enough that bugs won't eat them, that tell you some shit right there.
Well, even the vegetables and the fruit is not the same. Like you go to other countries and you taste the fruit, it don't even taste like the fruit that we got here. Like it's all.
When you go to Ghana, get that white pineapple, man.
Yeah.
That shit is delicious.
Like cotton candy grapes.
Oh my God.
Just like, how do we get there?
I mean, whatever they did to them, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead. Them shits is bomb.
What is it called?
In Ghana they got a pineapple, but it's white. It's not yellow like the pineapple we eat. It's white pineapple, but this is the best. Man.
When y'all come in December, we gonna have some.
Bro.
Really?
Like,
When y'all come in December, we gonna have some.
Yo,
When December, what?
We gonna be in Ghana. So
What day?
December 27th is when they're going, but I'm going like I said, I'm going at the end of the year every year now. So
it's a big
end of the year into January in Ghana, like December after
everybody
Christmas.
comes.
That's when everybody comes. The weather is beautiful. They party every day.
So you gonna bring your New Year in Ghana every year?
Well, I'm gonna probably work. We work on New Year's, but I'm gonna come from Ghana.
We're going to Ghana.
Nah, I like,
White
bro.
pineapples for the crew, man.
It was the best, one of the best decisions I ever made. Cause we all the shit we done went through, I realized, man, I hadn't started grieving Wanda at all. So I went out there for that. And then when I tell you, bro, like just being out there and being amongst all the black people and seeing that a lot of the misconceptions that they have been giving us over here, they make it seem like over there that we not appreciated and loved, man. When I went over there, man, them people love us. Like, nigga, we could go over there and do a show for real. It wasn't a day that I walked around that motherfucker. The people wasn't coming up to me, showing me us, asking about y'all two niggas, and it was the most peaceful. I'm talking about the people that ain't nobody begging. They all working. It's beautiful. Some of the most beautiful women you ever see in your life, man. Everybody treats you with respect. Everybody's respectful. It's quiet. I ain't hear no dogs barking, no sirens, nothing. The whole time it was just the most peaceful shit I ever did in my life, man. And I advise all black people, man, and even if it's not Ghana, go somewhere in Africa.
I gotta go.
Go.
You just said you want black people to go?
Hell yeah.
You never been to Africa before?
Hell nah, I'm but because I got a feeling if I go, I ain't gonna want to come back.
That's possible.
I know that.
Y'all been to Ghana before, right?
Nah. That's
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
We haven't been to Ghana yet. This all
Like, baby.
I ain't never been to Nigeria. I heard Nigeria turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
They party hard.
I'm going everywhere.
I gotta go get me some white pineapples.
Oh yeah, that's
Well, we appreciate y'all, brothers, man. What's next? What's next for y'all? What y'all want to make the people aware of? What y'all got cooking other than anything else that we talked about?
Man,
today?
go watch that Netflix special.
Right
Get it
now,
back to
man.
number one,
Run it up,
man.
run it up.
You know what
Channel
I mean? Run it up.
85.
Channel 85, man.
85. The
You know what I
merch.
mean? You going to merch, everything. You know, all the
Management,
shows, management,
touring
everything. All that. You know what I'm
Music,
saying?
movie.
Management,
Fuck they gonna talk about
music.
what?
We coming, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the whole team too. Shout
Yeah,
out to
we
the whole
going
team.
to everybody, man. And salute to y'all, man.
Financial advice.
Bravo to y'all and everything that y'all doing, man. We excited. We love to see y'all go up because, we remember when y'all was really just kicking this thing off, and we all was at different stages in our career. So for us to be here now and to be doing all of these things that we doing and getting all these accomplishments, to be able
Troy
to
got
see it
big
happen.
Rolexes on.
Yeah, man. And I'm talking
And
about,
he the humble one.
yeah,
He don't even be stunning.
yeah, all the way, man. And it's
Big
beautiful.
Rolex, big G-Wag. We doing
It's
something wrong.
beautiful to see, man. It's
China
beautiful to
blue.
see, man. Salute to y'all brothers, man. And we look forward to doing some more great shit together.
Yes.
I'm ready to get
Moving
in the
forward.
group chat. Y'all think
Yeah.
I'm bullshit.
Nah, we go.
I invest.
Setting it
I
up,
love it.
man.
I love it.
I'm out to
I
ask
love to hear
Chat
that.
GPT what I should invest in. Shit.
If you ask, it's not going to tell you. Not yet. This version can't tell you.
Oh, so that's the one thing that they won't. It'll write a script for you, but it won't teach you how to make you no money.
Somebody is creating that, I'm sure.
Oh wow.
Hold up.
What's gonna tank
What
and
is
what's
it?
gonna ride for the
Yeah,
next
it's
6 months, bitch.
Don't forget that part.
Like I like the way
Can
you
you
talk
invest
to
in
me.
it
I'm like,
though?
what
Can
the
you
fuck?
invest in Chat GPT? Is it possible?
Not yet.
best
Not yet.
way
So
is-
open,
Can you invest in AI though?
Yeah. So that's what I said.
So
The
yeah.
best-
So but ChatGPT is owned by a company called OpenAI. But there's rumors
This
that
it?
OpenAI might go public.
That's not the one.
If it goes public, it's gonna go crazy.
What the
Hook
fuck
me
that
up,
mean?
bro.
What's kind of scared that? What they mean go public? It's already public.
No, on the stock market.
So everybody can buy this
Yeah,
this
so
one.
people can invest in it.
So how the hell you get Chat TV on your phone?
app, bro.
It's an
Yeah,
app.
that's that.
Just download
It's
that.
right there. I just downloaded it.
They got the free version, but the paid version is like $20 a month. The paid version, just
You get the paid version.
$20 a month.
This is 4.0.
This the page.
Yeah,
version.
click open. Yep.
So you just
No, you got to go in there and then it'll
I was
ask-
about to say you really just downloaded me an app that costs $20 a month.
No.
No. You
Not
gotta
yet.
Say with
I
no
downloaded
type
the
of-
free version for you. You're gonna ask which one you want, and then you
with
pay
no
$19.99 a month.
fucking,
with no
you
apology.
use my Face ID and everything. No.
But you already invested, right? So
And the
like
one that you told me about, yeah.
so
NVIDIA.
right?
Yeah.
That creates the GPUs that make that move faster. Right?
Oh, okay.
So like that's a way to invest it. If you invest in Microsoft, that has a percentage of
I ain't got no Microsoft.
that's already in OpenAI. Then that's it. Google's creating their own one too.
It's
gonna be in
it had the biggest debut in app history.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Which one?
They had
The green one or the black one?
the black one.
Oh, I got the green one. I'm sorry. But the green one, they got the green one. Got more stars than the black.
Let me see. Pass this one.
You got to look, cut my back.
ChatGPT cut the check, man.
Man, most definitely, because I am
Cut
in
the
there.
check. This is
All right, how you work this shit? This the
Yeah.
screen? You just type in what you want at the bottom?
Yeah, type in the
Yeah, that one right
bottom.
there. It's the white.
I did
It's
the black.
It's white.
And you can type in
What's the
anything?
difference?
I never did the green one. I'll
Which
download.
one you got? The green one?
The white with the black.
Why,
Yeah.
why the green one got more subscribers and shit like that?
147.
147.
Let's do both.
Do both on your phone too, man.
Right?
I want everybody
Set you up.
shit.
Set
Oh,
you
this
up.
shit just talk to you. I typed in titties. It said, I'm sorry, but I'm unable to engage in a discussion or provide any content.
Yeah, nah, it'll give you answers.
I type in titties in every search bar I see on the internet. Because I know that this phone
This nigga
track
weird.
and record.
And the first
Sometimes
thing
I
he
just pick
said,
my phone up and go, big black
Titties.
titties, and I just put it down.
But I'm gonna put a prompt.
so how do y'all feel about that when your phone hear what you saying and all of a sudden you got ads?
That's why that $100 million shit in the script scared me, because we was just talking about that shit.
That happens all the time though. Like
But
you
what
talk.
is that though? That's like you invading our privacy.
No, for sure.
Because we didn't advise y'all to do that.
Yeah, your microphone's on your phone. So
Of course, it's always on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hearing what
So-
you're saying.
What it do?
I'm about to create a whole story
Show
for
me
you.
how to
I'm
work
saying
that
though,
shit.
like we can kind of like sue the phone company because like
No, you
nigga,
can't.
we didn't ask for that.
When you bought the phone, it's a whole lot of little fine print in there, and it tell you can't sue nobody because you using this shit under your own.
Personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you sign up for a social media app. You gotta. They
We don't know what
own your
they
content. They own your content. They own your pictures. All
They
that.
say, do you agree to the terms and conditions?
Nobody
reads that shit.
Nobody reads it.
They could show up at your house and be like, you remember when you signed up for that app? You owe us.
I mean,
What you mean owe you?
I mean, it's like
You know what we want.
like you've been y'all been
no, I don't. You ain't read it.
y'all been to London lately?
Nah.
Not yet.
Have you been to London, period?
Yeah. London before.
So you know when you go to London, they take the video. So it was crazy because we went to the club, and in the clubs in London, they was like, yo, if you're wearing a hat, you got to take your hat off or wear it to the back. And I'm like, why? I understand taking it off.
Right.
Why are you wearing it to the back? Then I realized that it's because of the facial recognition. So when you come in the country, take a picture of your face. So when you go in a club, the whole city's under surveillance.
Bro.
So with your hat to the back, they can see your face. With your hat to the front, your face might be covered.
Oh, wow.
Dude, you would not believe this shit. This the story that it wrote about titties. It says, once upon a time in a bustling city of Laughterland, there lived a hilarious comedian named Karlous Miller. Known for his quick wit and infectious humor, Karlous was adored by audiences far and wide. He had a unique ability to find laughter in the most unexpected places. One day, Karlous was preparing for a comedy show. He received an unusual request. A friend approached him and said, Karlous, I have a special challenge for you. Can you make a joke about big breasts without being offensive? Karlous pondered it for a moment. Intrigued by the creative challenge, he believed in the power of laughter to bring people together, and he saw an opportunity to create something that will tickle everyone's funny bone. Wow.
The crazy thing about it is you can train it. So it knows you guys already. So you can say, all right, write something in DC Young Fly's voice.
You can't cut me off right here. It's getting too good. Uh-oh. It says, with his imagination at work, Karlous began crafting a story on stage. He started by sharing a tale about a mythical land called the Land of Voluptuous Curves. In this land, there lived a tribe of women known as the Ample Bosom Beauties. These women possessed big, beautiful breasts that was celebrated and revered throughout the land. They were proud of their unique gifts and saw them as a symbol of strength and femininity. The women of this tribe were known for their confidence and incredible sense of humor. God, this is the best app ever. I'm finna go. Right.
This is a whole new segment on the show.
Yeah.
ChatGPT segment.
Bedtime stories with Karlous Miller.
Well, yeah. So
I guarantee you they gonna own it.
So you like, all right, write it in an aggressive manner, write it in a lighthearted manner, write it in and like it. Yeah, depending on how you want it, how you prompt it is gonna react to it, and then it gets to learn you. So every day it gets smarter. Because keep in mind, ChatGPT is getting fed information every single day. So every day it gets smarter and smarter and smarter. Shit is crazy, bro.
That's beyond crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Well,
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for rocking with us.
Yeah, man.
Great. We'll see you next
Everybody
week.
on ChatGPT.
Boy, that shit crazy.
Everybody on ChatGPT.
Look, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna wait.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.